My name is Luke Stoner. I'm a senior at the University of Illinois studying NRES, or Fish and Wildlife Conservation. As far as I can remember, I started just fishing, period, when I was 3 years old. My first competitive bass fishing tournament was when I was 13. This is all artificial fishing, what you see us doing. This is bass fishing. We don't use any live bait in the competitions, all artificials. And I mean, you got slow baits, fast baits, you got there's literally, you can look around this boat, there's a million different baits in here. That that are for all different sorts of conditions. No bait is perfect, but all baits are applicable at a certain time. So luck in fishing is essentially if I fish a spot where I think I can catch a couple 3 or 4 pounders and I catch an 8 pounder. That what I consider that's getting pretty lucky, and I'll take that. That's a good thing. But for the most part, when you're going to these competitions and competing against people who've been doing it since their whole lives, you can't win by getting lucky. You got to be good. You get multiple day tournaments, different conditions, you can't just go out there and throw the same bait over and over and expect to get bit. It's all about changing with the fish, with the conditions, thinking about what they want at that given moment.
Our Clinton Lake, out here on Chen's boat, we got a western wind today blowing into an eastern facing bank, so you got a western bank. Basically it's just getting pounded by the wind, and what we're doing right now is we're throwing spinner baits, they imitate bait fish with a lot of flash. And when you can get wind, you have a lot better chance of getting bit, because it just makes that flash go a little bit longer, a little bit brighter, and makes them a little bit more apt to feed over here. And usually you can chase the wind on a body of water, because it stirs up the phytoplankton and zooplankton, and then you get little shad over here swimming around. You get bigger fish swimming after the shad, and eventually comes the bass. So that's the plan anyway. We don't know that until we get bit though.
I'm the current president of the University of Illinois Bass Club, the Illini Bass Fishing Club. I've been the president the last couple years. It's actually one of the oldest college clubs that there is. We started in 2001, so we've been around a long time. We partake every year in the Big Ten Classic, which is the oldest running annual collegiate fishing derby, which is a fishing tournament. In our club right now we have around 40 members, but of those 40 I'd say only 10 or 15 are serious about competitive fishing. They want to go all the time. Most of them just like to have fun. They like to get outside, they like to get off campus, they like to go fish every once in a while, which is perfectly fine. That's the beautiful thing about fishing. It is what you make it. You can sit on the shore and cast a bobber and a worm all day and probably catch a lot of fish and have fun and still be out in Mother Nature and having a great time. Or you can do like us and spend thousands of dollars and months and weeks out on the road and get out in all conditions, wind, rain, snow, sun, no matter what, we're willing to go. So it's a beautiful thing. You really can make it what you want it. So to be a professional bass fisherman, you really need a lot of money. And so as a college kid coming right out of college, I'm not going to have that money just to come right out and be willing to spend $5,000 on each entry fee for a tournament. So it'll be a work in progress, and I'll be constantly working up to it. But so hopefully one day you get to see me on TV. So who knows though. To me, a 3-pound smallmouth, which is a different species of bass than I usually catch. In tournaments we fish for largemouth, spotted bass, and smallmouth bass. It's the only 3 species you can weigh in. But for me, like a 3-pound smallmouth, I would get jacked up. I'd get extremely excited. I'd be shaking for an hour. But in a lake like this, if I catch a 4 or a 5 or a 6-pound largemouth, that's what gets me excited. And then there's other lakes where I expect to catch a 3 or a 4 pounder and will only be jacked up if I catch a 5 or a 6. Man versus nature, man versus bass, man versus your competitor, because you're fishing against teams, and then it's also man versus self, because fishing is a huge mental game. It's not everybody here in this level has sharp hooks, has the right rods, has good line, but what it comes down to is the mental decisions that you make throughout the day. When you get a cloud over the sun, when you get the wind changing directions, when the water temperature changes a degree or two, when you start to notice bait fish in a certain area, it's when whoever can put those pieces of the puzzle together the best, they're going to win. So that's when I get most excited in the tournament, is when you actually win.